Have you ever felt a profound sense of heaviness in your life? I'm not just talking about physical weight, but a deep, existential burden that seems to press down on your chest from the moment you wake up. We carry so much, don't we? We carry our reputations, our past mistakes, our future anxieties, and our emotional scars. We trudge through our days like we rehauling a sack of stones that we just cooked and set down. You look at your life and wonder, why is it so exhausting just to asterisk be asterisk? You try to fix things on the outside, thinking if you just had more money or a better relationship, the weight would disappear. But it doesn't. The burden just shifts. It changes shape, but the heaviness remains. This is the fundamental crisis of being human. We're carrying a load we were never meant to sustain, yet we clutch it to our chests, terrified that if we let go, we'll cease to exist. We assume this burden is who we are. We identify with the weight. But what if I told you that the weight you feel is not an accident? And what if the very things you call myself are the burden itself? There's a specific teaching in the ancient Pali Canon where the Buddha addresses this exact feeling. He doesn't offer a temporary fix or a comforting platitude. He offers a radical diagnosis.
Nice.
He identifies the burden, the carrier of the burden, and most importantly, he teaches how to lay the burden down. In the Bharahara Sutta, the Buddha says, the 5 aggregates are indeed burdens, and the carrier of the burden is the person. Taking up the burden is suffering in the world. Laying the burden down is bliss. This short statement contains the key to our suffering and our liberation. To understand it, we need to know what the 5 aggregates are. These are the 5 heaps, or processes, that make up what we call a living being. The first aggregate is form. This is your physical body, your bones, your blood, your breath. It's constantly changing, affected by heat, cold, hunger, and thirst. The Buddha compares it to a lump of foam floating down a river. It looks solid from a distance, but if you poke it, it's hollow and fragile. The second is feeling. This is the constant stream of pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensations that color every moment of your experience. We spend our lives chasing pleasure and running from pain. The Buddha compares feeling to a water bubble. It arises, shimmers for a moment, and then bursts. You can't hold on to it. The third is perception. This is the mind's function of labeling and recognizing things. Chair, friend, danger. It relies on memory. The Buddha compares perception to a mirage. You see water in the desert heat, but when you get there, it's just an illusion. Our perceptions often deceive us in the same way. The fourth is fabrications. This is a complex one. It includes our intentions, our thoughts, our plans, our habits, and our emotional reactions. It's the active force that constructs our reality. The Buddha compares this to the trunk of a banana tree. If you peel away its layers looking for a solid core, you find nothing. It's just layers of sheaths. The fifth is consciousness. This is the bare awareness of things, the light that illuminates the other 4 aggregates. We often mistake this for our soul, thinking, I am the one who is aware. But the Buddha compares consciousness to a magician's trick. It creates the illusion of a solid, unified self, but it's actually just a rapid succession of fleeting moments of awareness. The root cause of our burden is that we take these 5 heaps, this foam, this bubble, this mirage, this hollow trunk, this magic trick hand, we grasp them. We say, this is mine, this is I, this is myself. This grasping is the act of picking up the heavy stone. We identify with the pain in our knee, the sadness in our heart, the label of failure, the anxiety in our thoughts. And by identifying with them, we inherit the suffering that is built into them. To see how deep this misunderstanding can go, let's look at the story of a monk named Yamaka. He developed a wrong view, believing that an enlightened person is simply annihilated at death. He thought, since there's no self, death must be the end of everything. The other monks couldn't convince him otherwise, so they asked Sariputta, the Buddha's wisest disciple, to help. Sariputta didn't lecture Yamaka. Instead, he asked him a series of questions. Yamaka, is your body permanent or impermanent? Yamaka replied, is what's impermanent painful or pleasant? Painful, he said. Then is it right to regard this painful, changing thing as this is myself? No, Yamaka admitted. Sariputta went through all 5 aggregates like this. Then he went deeper. Yamaka, can you find a self in your body or apart from your body? Can you find it in your feelings or apart from your feelings? Yamaka had to answer no to every question. He couldn't locate a solid, independent self anywhere. Sariputta then delivered the final point. Friend Yamaka, if you can't even find a real self right here, and now, in this present life, how can you declare that this self is annihilated at death? At that moment, Yamaka's mind broke through. He realized he'd been assuming there was a person to be destroyed in the first place, but he couldn't find one. He understood that death isn't the destruction of a being, but simply the cessation of a stressful process. It's the final laying down of the burden. So, how do we apply this in our daily lives? We practice disidentification. The Buddha gave a simple formula. This is not mine, this I am not, this is not myself. When you feel sickness or see yourself aging, don't say I am sick. Instead, see the body as a natural process. Say, this body is not mine. It's just form, changing according to conditions. When a wave of sadness or anger arises, don't say I am sad. Step back and observe it. Say, this feeling is not I. It is just a sensation passing through. When anxious thoughts arise, watch them like traffic on a street. You're on the sidewalk. You don't have to get in the car. Say, this thought is not myself. It's just a mental fabrication with no solid core. If you claim ownership of these 5 aggregates, you are signing a contract for suffering, because they are all, by nature, impermanent and uncontrollable. The spiritual path is about learning to put this burden down. You have spent your whole life carrying this heavy weight, thinking it's you. It's time to let go. You are not the body that ages. You are not the feelings that fluctuate. You're not the perceptions that deceive. You're not the thoughts that chatter. When you see this clearly, you become free. As the Buddha said, by laying the heavy burden down, without taking up a new one, you become fully quenched. This quenching is peace. It's the cool, weightless freedom of a heart that no longer carries the world. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it.